Hello everyone, this is Pew Pew Choo Choo, and today we will be taking a quick look at Carrier Command Gaea mission. This is a hybrid strategy slash third and first person shooter, so I figured I'd bring you guys this because I figured it would be a nice refreshing change from pure strategy games. So as you can see here, this is the overview map for the game. Your objective is to fight the Red Alliance here. You play as the United Earth Coalition, and you fight the Red Alliance right here, which is the Asian Pacific Alliance, and you battle over this archipelago pretty much of 52 islands. Each of these islands are pretty much randomly generated, so you'll never really find two the same. And today, our objective is to take the island of Granite right here. In the meantime, I need to deal with this. Where is this? It looks like there's an aircraft buzzing above, and as you can see here, I've taken control of one of the guns on the ship, and one of the unique things about this game is that we can actually automate this task. So now I can actually get my ship to essentially fight for me. It's a rather nice mix of both strategy in the sense that you can command your units, you plot out your movements on this map, and you also control the production of your troops. So, first and foremost, our objective today is to take the island of Granite, and to start that off, let's get a recon drone up inside the air, and let's actually get him to scout out this island. Now, in the meantime, I suspect that we'll be taking a few losses, so let's produce some more of the aircraft and the amphibious landing craft called the Walrus and the Manta. Now, this game is actually based on a very old strategy game going by the same name called, well, Carrier Command. What the games have done to kind of modernize the game is give the objectives a whole new recode, as obviously essentially remaking the game in 3D. As you can see here, all of the islands have a different objective. For example, Granite, we need to take out the firewall defensive system on it. At Evergreen, there are some scramblers that need to be taken care of, and some of the islands are just plain old capture the island. Now, the one half of the strategy portion of the game comes from essentially building on this island chain. There are three different types of islands. For example, Deadlock is a production facility, Frontier is a strong point, and I don't know, Hades is a resource harvesting operation. So there's that. There are 6 different types of islands. Over here you can see some temperate islands right here. At Magma is a volcanic island, and over here we have some mountain islands. Each of them are good for producing or harvesting resources, and they all have their different uses, so that is rather nice. Alright, well, now we've spotted quite a few enemy troops here and there, at least on this portion of the island, and we need to take out at least half of the firewalls on this island before we can actually go to the command center, which is somewhere around here. Let's get on started by equipping our Manta. This is pretty much the next portion of the strategic element inside the game, and let's outfit this one with missiles, Gatling cannons, and heavy armor, and let's give the remaining Manti some machine guns and rockets, and I guess we'll have to give this one the plasma thing. We've already gotten one Walrus equipped, this amphibious vehicle with the hacking capsule. And how that works is that on this island chain, in theory, if we really wanted to, we can destroy all of the different islands. You are competing with an enemy carrier. The enemy carrier will be harassing you, and you will be harassing them. In theory, what we can do is that we can, say, dive into the middle of the enemy's forces, like over here at Obsidian, Fornax, and Inverness, and essentially just destroy all of the production facilities on the islands. But since we're rather close to our little humble chain right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this island with the intent of capturing all of the facilities here, so we can't do too much damage. I'm going to outfit our troops with these cannons and a missile system like that. And since our planes have scouted out the enemy forces on this island, let's hop into one of our planes and actually take off and play the game as a third-person, first-person shooter. So let's do that, and you can see that I have full control over this manta right now. And let's get this one to essentially start the raid off by flying over here and taking out some of the enemies' firewalls just right off the bat. Sweep down here. Looks like we're already taking a bit of fire from the enemies' automated defense systems, but that's all right. We have guided missiles; shouldn't be that big of a problem. There we go. So now that we've dealt with the enemies' point defense systems, let's move in and let's take a look at that firewall, which I presume is this building right here. There we go. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. My apologies to the viewer. And let's get our plane to come back. In the meantime, let's use this radar menu right here. The game is fairly streamlined, and let's get the rest of the troops to come out here. As you can see, we can also take command of our troops through the alternate mode of actually commanding them like that. So let's deploy all of our land units, get the boots onto the ground, and let's get 3, 4, and 5 to actually just harass this enemy manta. So with the hotkeys, I'm going to assign them to go and do that, get them to take that thing out. And let's actually take command of this manta to essentially help him out by a little bit. Here, actually, scratch that. We will we'll get 5, manta number 5, to go over here and soften up the enemy for our ground forces right here. So most of the gameplay will be essentially split between managing your forces like this and conducting land operations with your troops through the first-person / third-person mode like such. Now number 5, you need to come over here and you need to attack the enemies' forces right here. So what I want to do with my air force is essentially clear out a passage to the objectives for my land forces. This game does combat rather well. The AI is competent for what it's worth, although one of the main problems that I feel like the game suffers from is that you always feel like everything's just a little underwhelming. You never have enough troops to do what you essentially want to do. For example, there is a hard limit of 5 or 4 aircraft and 4 of the walruses. So that is the maximum amount of troops that you can have on the field at one time, which is a little underwhelming. Now, inside the original game, the retro game, you were only allowed 4 vehicles of each type. Although I feel like that game design decision shouldn't have been included. Let's get our manta to destroy some of the facilities here. This is a production facility. This will constantly pump out enemy units if we let it be. Now the problem here is that we have a plasma gun on this particular manta, and this is solely meant for destroying land forces. There we go. So now we can get that one to go back, and let's get 4 to go back as well. And let's take a look at the land combat right now. So what we can do to kind of speed this process up by a little bit is we can get our walruses, or rather all of our units, to essentially support each other. So I find this user interface to be actually quite nicely done, and it'd be It'd be rather nice if we could just simply control more units, though. That is my main concern with this. It looks like this enemy manta is going to be the source of most of our problems. So let's actually take that out. Looks like the AI has done that for us. That is perfect. So now what I've essentially done is I've assigned all of our land forces to congregate on Walrus number 9. Let's actually get third. Let's get the Manta number 3 to assist Walrus number 9 like that. So now we have essentially what is a little convoy that we can escort through the enemy island. I feel like the graphics are suitable for the game. It's rather nice looking at the strategic levels, although once you jump on into a vehicle, I feel like that the looks of the game go rather downhill. The weather effects right now look rather nice, although inside broad daylight it really doesn't stand up for a modern 2012 game. Although this is primarily what I feel like to be a console game, so I suppose that is rather acceptable. Although I feel like with the minimum requirement for running this game is actually a NVIDIA 88 GT-S. It feels like it should be more than what it is right now. Now you can see that our convoy is being disrupted by enemy Manta aircraft, so let's actually undock a few Manta 2 and Manta 4 and send them back into the fray to kind of deal with those units right there. Now actually, instead of getting all of our units to follow up inside the column, let's get 7 and 8 to go over here, and let's get 9 to essentially come up here and destroy the firewall, and let's get the rest of the forces to come down here and to essentially secure the enemy's command center like that. So now the game will essentially automate all of that for us. Let's take out this enemy Manta, and let's actually take command of Manta number 2, which is our heavy weapons Manta, and let's get him to knock down this enemy firewall. So, in terms of my recommendation for this game, I don't feel like it's necessarily all that worth it unless you are a major fan of the series. I feel like this could be a very good game, although it definitely needs a little bit more polish for what it's worth. Now keep in mind that even though right now we're having quite a bit of fun taking out these objectives, keep in mind that we have to deal with essentially doing this on a grander scale. We have to do this for 52 islands, and it does run into the problem of this game being quite repetitive. And more or less, the longer you play it, the more bored you get, right? So that is another major issue that I have with this. There's quite a few units here. Let's get our walrus to get some missiles in there and just take down all of these targets. There we go, and 9 needs to go back. Now I didn't catch that that last little mission briefing, so I'm not really sure what that is all about, but let's just proceed with trying to capture this particular coast. So we've advanced quite far into this island. The firewall defense system is gone, and let's proceed by actually capturing the islands as HQ. So we've sent number 9 to go back and dock, and let's get number 6, which has the capturing module, to come inside here and to take the actual facility. Now that's a relatively simple process. We just have to drive around the base, find the control center, and essentially dock up with it. And I believe that is this building right here. I believe it is this building, is it? Yes, it is. So let's get that to do that. Well, no, let's see what we have to do. There it is. In theory, we should be able to capture this island by the use of the hacking module on this vehicle. Although, for some reason, it is impossible to do that right now. I don't know why. Although, oh, this is why we have destroyed too many firewall systems. So now it is actually impossible to actually capture it, which is now this is where I wonder why that has been implemented, or rather why hasn't that been mentioned before. So now we actually have to take out the command center module, and let's actually do that. I'm going to get our units to essentially just pummel the island's command center. The HP bar, I believe, is over here. And let's just drop this building right now. In the meantime, let's deploy more air forces to essentially assist our forces in doing that. And there we go. So now the island command center is destroyed and the island has been neutralized. As I said, let's get a recap of this game. This is a rather unique mixture of both action and strategy. It's well polished on certain elements of the game. It's rather well polished on the strategy element, all the menus and such, all the AI is competent and all, but it's rather unpolished inside its looks and just the amount of content you're getting. You're essentially doing the same thing over and over again, which is for 52 islands, right? So it's not necessarily that great. Overall, this would not get my recommendation. And this is Pew Pew Choo Choo, so I will see you guys later on. Bye bye.
Program completed.